Pet. Happy Monday. It is so nice to see you guys here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I always love our Monday nights. And I'm always rushing at the last minute, I feel like, but here we are. So it's good to see you guys. I see comments already going on. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Tonight we're going to I love to talk about signs and messages. And I talk about this topic often, but people ask me about it repeatedly. So I always try to add at least something new for everybody who, like some of you folks who are really good at getting signs from your animal companions, like Pat and Sherry and Sharon, and but we'll say hello to everybody in just a minute. But I do want to talk about signs and messages tonight because I saw something on a TV show this week. I'll talk about it in just a couple minutes. That was really mind-blowing. And also something that Sherry commented about last week about how when life creeps in and we kind of get caught up in the routine and we forget to look for the signs. So there's a couple different things that I want to share with you for how you can continue to receive signs and messages, and we're going to go a little bit deeper even tonight. But first, for those of you watching for the very first time, my name is Elaine. I'm the Animal Reiki Lady. This channel is SoulPet. The channel is dedicated to all of us who are healing after the loss of a beautiful soul pet, when our animal companions cross to the other side and the void that is left in our life. As you guys all know, this was inspired by my beautiful Lucy. And Lucy just nudged me in the biggest way possible with the biggest possible sign in a dream to begin this work. And so this is what we do here on SoulPet. This is a live stream, so it is meant to be a conversation, even though I'm the one who does all the talking, who uses my voice to do all the talking. We have a whole chat that goes on. So please feel free to engage in the chat. There are wonderful channel members here who support this channel, not only the channel, but they support everybody who joins in new. So I already see people here that joined new for the first time, and were so welcomed by our community, and I want you to know that you are welcome here, judgment free, wherever you happen to be on your journey in after your animal companion has crossed to the other side. You are welcome here, and we will hold you, we will virtually hug you, we will support you in every way possible, as we have all been where you are standing, and we are all on our own journey. So as a conversation, it means that the subject is, it's flexible, it's fluid. I talk about signs and messages, but there are so many other things that come up during the course of the conversation. So this is an hour. Consider this an hour that you give to yourself, where we just get to hang out and be with each other in a community of people that understands each other. When your family and your friends and your coworkers don't understand where you are grieving an animal companion, you have found a community that gets you. You are not in this alone, and we are here for you. So tonight it's going to be about signs and messages, primarily because of this TV show that I saw that it was mind-blowing, but not mind-blowing. When I talk about the signs, it's going to seem so simple, but the way that it happened was really cool. But the first thing that I like to do, I love to welcome all of our channel members, because you guys rock. You support each other so well. You support this channel so well. So let's see who we got here. So Pat, always kicking things off. Thank you so much. It is just such a pleasure to have you here, and I appreciate your early comments. It lets me know that things are going right? Because like low-tech woman, high-tech world, I'm still trying to figure out how to get rid of the silly lag. Like there's a lag in my voice when you go back and look at the replay. So I've been playing with that. We'll see how that goes. Sherry, it is great to have you here also. And we'll get to all the questions from you guys in just a minute, and I would encourage you to ask your questions. And like somebody down here did, Charlie, who put Elaine in big red, big capital letters, like that's the way to get my attention. The comments sometimes scroll by really fast. I try to get to them all, but sometimes I overlook them. All right, so who else are we welcoming? Sharon, it's good to have you here. Kali, always nice to see you here too. Z, hello. Great to have you. And you know, I wish I was in Florida right now, Z. I got to tell you, we got a blizzard today here in the Midwest. We got about a foot of snow. Just ridiculous for March. I'm over it. So totally over it. Kathy H, good to hear. Wait a minute, we haven't seen Kathy R for a while, have we? I'm going to have to see if we can reach out to her. Make sure everything is okay, but it's good to see you also here, Kathy H, and anybody else who jumps in as channel members. I will try to say hello. Oh wait, there's Kathy R. Yep, I gotcha. Okay, hello. Let's go back up and say hello to everybody else, because I like this to be inclusive. So for any, especially if there's anybody new who's joining in on the conversation, I like to make sure that you feel welcome here because everyone is welcome here. And you can share your animal companion's name. You can share a story about your animal companion. I will also, I'll be asking you to put some things in the chat in just a little bit. But we are here to, no matter where you happen to be, it doesn't matter. Even if you're feeling sad and you want to post something sad, we'll hold you, we'll support you. Okay, so let's see who all we got here. I'm scrolling back up because I think that I missed somebody. Okay, Magnificent Sales, Lauren, if I'm not mistaken. Charlie, good to have you here. Wow, 1983 May. Share your name if you don't mind. Okay, so Gigi, I recognize the name Gigi. Isn't that funny? Like I remember animal companion names. I don't always remember all the people names. Ella. Okay. Ella. Hello, Ella. Okay, let's keep on going then and see who else I got here. Sarah, great to see you here. Welcome, welcome. Jane. Glad I've not missed this one as I'm in the UK and seem to miss a lot of the lives. Jane, yeah, you know, in the UK, what's it, midnight there right now or later? So I totally understand. Cheryl, how you doing? So I must have missed you in the comments too. We'll be listening on the TV. All right, but we love to say hello to you too. Debbie, great to have you here. Let's keep on going. Alana, hello, hello. Good to see you too. And I think, oh, Lady Lemon. Of course, you know that Lady Lemon that I always forget names. And Danya, oh, from South Florida, first time here. Welcome, welcome, Danya. It's very nice to have you here. And please feel free to share any information that you want to share about your soul pet. We'd be happy to support you. And Alana, Jane, she might be saying at Jane. So you're in your 4th month. Some days are bearable, some days are not so much. We totally get that. Some days you feel really raw, it catches you off guard. Other days you feel like you're making progress, and then it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And that's just the way that it is, and it's okay. Everybody's journey is okay. It's not linear. It's even the 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It doesn't work in a linear way because you can be doing really, really well and have a week that goes by when you realize, wow, I had a whole week that I felt peace. And then all of a sudden you'll have something will trigger you and you'll be right back where you are. But it's totally okay. This June will be 4 years since you lost Kai to cancer. And younger brother Cinder passed away last year on his anniversary. Isn't that interesting how that happens sometimes? Even when my two crossed within a week of each other, and I understand why that happened. It was unbearable at the time, but I really understood why it happened like that. And I think there's reasons why our animal companions pass at remarkable times like that. So who else we got? Hello, Lady Lemon. Please remind Cassie. Good, thank you. I know. What can I say? Cassie. All right, so we are going to, Debbie's saying she's had a few signs but can't connect to communicate. I wonder if it's because she's doing something in the afterlife and is busy. All right, so that's a great question, and we're going to come back to that. We probably have past lives with them too, and love never dies. 100%. We're going to talk about all of that tonight. I cover it all. I try to talk about as much as I possibly can in the hour of time that we have together. And each week I do like to bring up new topics. So if there's something that you really want to explore a little bit further, whether it's communication, whether, I'm a Reiki Master and I work with animals, and I can explain to you how I use Reiki. We can talk about mediumship. We can talk about how you actually can connect on behalf of others. There's so many different things that we can explore, because what I discovered, it started for me when I started practicing Reiki. And I won't give you the whole story, but I started practicing Reiki, which is a way of relieving stress in the human body so that you can heal. And it's for emotional healing, mental healing, physical healing, spiritual healing, but it's about how all the stress invades our body and how we can use a system of, it's like a holistic system of stress relief that allows us to rebalance. And then I began working with animals. I felt called to work with animals. And the more I practiced, especially with animals, the more I realized that I was connected to them even after they passed. So my practice started to focus on animals who were approaching end of life. And as I worked with them to help them find comfort from confusion and pain and ease the stress that they often felt from their own human companions, that's not a judgment, it's just the way that it is. We stress and worry about our animal companions, we can't help it. And how to help them relax and know that their transition will be peaceful and that everything is fine and their families there to support them. And as I worked with them through the system of Reiki, it helped me find a place of peace that I never understood before. I went from being a corporate control freak to being someone who focused on nothing less than peace. There was nothing more important to me than my peace of mind and being able to share that peace with animals. And as they transitioned from that place of being at the point where they were ready to transition, I realized we were still connected. And I allowed that connection to stay through. And it's how these messages started to come. And it's why I started to recognize signs and messages and why I started to bring this all to you guys. I don't know where all that just came from. It had to be an answer to somebody's question, but I'm going to go back and ask questions now. I don't know why I felt the need compelled to share that. Okay, let's look at some of the questions and then we'll get to signs and messages, because a lot of the questions that you ask are directly related. I think that I was asking about, share with me whatever topics you want. Oh yeah, that's my ADD, whatever it is that I got. It comes back to the fact that after I realized that I had this connection, it opened up all kinds of doors to extrasensory perception. And it's why I try not to just connect with animal companions on your behalf, but why I try to help you recognize that you've got the ability to do this yourself, because all of us have ESP. We have no better terms for any of these things. Extrasensory perception simply means using the senses that we already have to their highest ability, that we are connected through this wonderful field of energy that connects every living thing. And when we start to receive signs and messages from our animal companions, it helps us awaken all of those extra abilities. And it's not just so that you can be a psychic. It is so that you can have a better quality of life by being able to tap into your own intuition, this intuitive instinct connection that you've got. Our animal companions are here to help us wake it up. So that's where I was going with that. So I'll be happy to explore anything that goes down the rabbit hole, woo-woo. That's part of this channel too. So Pat, I know you had some questions. Logan has communicated to you through various methods. We're going to talk about some of the methods tonight, especially some of the less common ones. I love that it comes through by the way of clocks. I'd love to learn a little bit more about the clocks. Now for clocks, for me, a lot of the signs come from something we call angel numbers. So it'll be 1111 or 1234 or 111 or 222. As most of you know, when my husband passed, his angel number that he sends to all of us in the family is 222. It happens all the time. And we're always texting each other. Whenever we see it, we text each other. Why? Because it keeps it alive. Part of the way that we receive signs and messages is by being aware and observant. And when we share that with other people, it keeps us aware, it keeps us observing. It activates something in our brain. It's called the reticular activating system. I do like to explore the reasons why some of these things happen. So the reticular activating system is a biological thing where our mind sorts the way our mind sorts information. And when you start to become aware of a certain thing, you maintain that connection. So it's why once you see a sign like an angel number, you'll continue to see it repeatedly because your brain now knows that you want to focus on it. It's like you have programmed your brain to say, aha, I would like to see 222 as often as possible. And it will keep you programmed to watch for the 222. If you want to try to play with that before you start to get signs, I recommend looking for kinds of cars. Someone suggested to me that I look for green cars. So train my mind to find as many green cars as possible. So if I want to be aware, start to receive signs from souls on the other side, the first thing to do is to start to train my brain. and it was suggested that I look for green cars, and I was like, I'm not green cars. They're a dime a dozen. I want to look for something really cool. I want to look for bright yellow cars, and so I would look for. That was what I said to my brain. I want to see bright yellow cars everywhere I go. So I did start to see yellow cars, but not as frequently as I thought that I was going to. And this is how magic happens. And one day I saw a school bus, and I said out loud, like just to the universe, to whatever, uh, a, a school bus, a yellow school bus, they're all yellow. I do not want to see another yellow school bus. I want to see I don't want to see bright yellow cars of exotic kinds or whatever, but just don't send me any more school buses. I turned the corner, and there was a parking lot full of school buses. Like the universe was going, ha ha. The joke was on me that I could create whatever I chose to bring into my experience. So that was just one story. And now I choose pink. I want hot pink everything. I want hot pink dump trucks. I want hot pink tractor trailers. I want hot pink hearses. It doesn't matter. So that's one way to start to train your brain to receive signs and messages if you've had difficulty doing that. Yeah, that went off on a tangent. Because I wanted to know about clocks. Written words, everyday thinking of him. We're going to talk about all those things. Logan has transitioned into a squirrel or a bird because you have daily visits from so many of them. Our beautiful animal companions can, and that includes souls of all kinds, can transition into anything that they choose to. And that includes us. When it comes our time to transition, I told you guys, my husband, I know that he came back to me as an eagle. And that first week in particular, after he passed, the number of times that I saw a bald eagle is insane. Like a live, living bald eagle, out of control. There was no, in all my life, if I've seen a bald eagle 5, 6 times in my entire existence, I saw them that many times in the first week after he passed. So yes, they are able to come to us in ways that we will most definitely recognize, and in ways that they also want to have fun, like squirrels and birds. Do you think all of our soul pets from our channel have met? Yes. Easy question, easy answer. Because we are now connected. They are connected to us. We are connected to each other. We've got this beautiful web of love going on between all of us. The beautiful animal collective. Yes, they have not only met, they're hanging out, and they're with us right now as we're having this conversation. Do our soul pets know how important our channel is to us? What? Yeah, they know how important the connection is to us, that we have developed a community of support, and they are with us 100%. Yes. Do you have any pictures or video from my trip? So my trip is that I took to Spain. Why was I going to say Spain? I went to Mexico. And this past week I moved into a new, and I still don't have my whole setup going on here. I moved into a new apartment as part of my own little change of life here, getting new normal in place. But I did take a spiritual retreat to Mexico, and I haven't had a chance really to sit down and allow myself to integrate. It was very deep. We did a lot of inner work and a lot of healing, and it was wonderful in the best possible way. But I have a picture on my cell phone because I saw this question pop up. We did the great tourist thing, so I'm just going to hold this up to the camera. I can't see, because the way that my YouTube is set up, I can't see that this is actually showing up. But so this is me at the top of a pyramid, if you can see that. Come on, there's a little bit of lag here when I see the video, but let's see what happens. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm going to take the phone down now, but yes, we climbed to the top of the pyramids. Oh yeah, you could see. Good. All right. And I will maybe I'll put together a little slideshow of that so that everybody can see. But that was at the top of the sun pyramid. No, we couldn't climb the sun pyramid. That was the top of the moon pyramid. Let's go. Sherry says, I have many, but this happened only once. While sitting on a 5th floor balcony on vacation, a dragonfly landed on my hand. I walked through the condo with it, took it back outside. For everybody, anybody who wants to share their story, please feel free to do so. I would love to know in the comments what your signs are, what signs that you may have already received, even if you're not sure that it was a sign. If you're going, I wonder if that was a sign. I want you to put it in there because it is a sign, and I'll explain to you how you know that they're always signs. A dragonfly, a beautiful thing. I've had a praying mantis. One of the ways that animals can come through to us from the other side, any soul can come through to us from the other side, is through butterflies. Well, and we'll talk more butterflies and birds. And for some reason, flying things seem to be a way that they are most able to get through to us. And they will arrive in a way that is unusual. As I mentioned, I saw the bald eagle so many times. A dragonfly that lands on your hand. I'll tell you the story that I saw on the TV show in just a minute. It stayed for a few more minutes before it left. I know it was Phoebe. I knew it, my Phoebe, shortly before her 1 year crossing Florida on the beach that high up and stayed with me. Oh, right. It's an unusual circumstance. I totally get it. Pat asked, does my sister-in-law practice Reiki? The answer is yes. She was also the very first person that I ever shared Reiki with. So we've been on this journey together. Soul pets are magical. Elaine, remember how Nico, right? That's a great example how our animals have a way, like a budding in line. It also happened to Sherry. It happened with a dog named Milo. It happens all the time where I will receive a message from an animal companion and another beautiful animal kind of butts ahead and nudges in and starts sharing messages that are meant to be heard. There's a reason. It's not because they're like stepping out of line. It's because they know that there's somebody who really needs to hear that message. And our animal companions are more than willing to give up the space and to give up the time so that somebody's message can come through. Thank you. I love you guys too. Charlie, I love you guys. Wow, 1983. Wait, what? Cassie was that? No, I can't remember. I know that your name is down here somewhere. Ella. A ladybug appeared on my balcony on Valentine's Day. 2 pigeons were sitting in the tree across from my balcony, gazing at me for the longest time. Had never seen them before. Those are when you know that you're receiving signs. And when you receive those signs like that, especially if it's like a bird or a ladybug, don't be afraid. Afraid's not the word, but I would like you to let your inhibitions go. Talk to the ladybug. Talk to the dragonfly. I spoke to those eagles. I spoke to the praying mantis. I would encourage you, if you see them and it's a sign, and it's more than a sign when they appear in the physical, that's them. Acknowledge them. Acknowledge them. Let them know how much they're loved. Thank them so much for showing up for you in this way. How beautiful it is that you love spending time with them. And even when it's time for them to fly off, let them know that your heart goes with them. And you can't wait to see them again the next time. I will keep on reading questions here. All our soul pets are friends on the other side. You're right, Sharon. They all are. Because we all are. Because we hang out. Kali, thank you. I've been feeling so much better. And thank you guys for supporting each other. This is what we do. This is exactly what we do. Is take care of each other and hold each other, especially when we're not feeling our best. Like there's times when I'm not at my best either. Oh yeah, I forgot to, now that I see this, I did forget to mention that I've been changing all of the tags, all the nomenclature, all the names for our channel so that it reflects as much about SoulPet as possible. So where you used to see the Animal Reiki Lady, which is what my social media is. My social media, my website, it all says the Animal Reiki Lady, but I'm slowly transitioning everything to SoulPet. I will always be known as the Animal Reiki Lady because it just like stuck since the day that I started sharing with animals. So you'll start seeing SoulPet healing now. Keep going down. Cheryl, just let you know that we're thinking of you in case you're listening on the TV. We love you. Okay, so my hair looks great. Thanks, Sharon. Really, this is snow day hair. It's funny that I have a friend of mine who quietly watches behind the scenes and usually doesn't comment. He's like, "Why does everyone say that your hair looks nice?" I'm like, "Because it does." I don't know. All right, so let's see, Jane. I struggle every day. It'll be 30 weeks since I lost my Nancy, and it feels as raw today as the day she passed. Hopefully, when everybody joins here on Monday night, I think it helps heal things too. I call it healing after pet loss, not because I am waving any magic wand that helps you heal, but because we as a group are helping each other rise up. We are helping each other understand that because our animal companion has left their physical body, and it has left us, there's a hole in our heart. I mean, it's gut-wrenching when our soul pets leave us, even though we know, our logical mind knows, right? We know that our animal companions, cats, dogs, horses, their physical life, their lifespan is shorter than ours. We think that we're logically prepared, but we are not prepared at all. And this group allows us to understand that just because they have left their physical body does not mean they have left us. They have simply transitioned into a different form. Energy does not die. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is. And our unique energy signature and their unique energy signature is forever connected. There is no breaking it. Just because they leave their physical body, that bond does not break. It will always be there. Signs and messages are a way to understand that they are still connected to us. And then you take it the next step. You begin to talk to them. You call them by name. You see the dragonfly. You look into the eyes of the praying mantis. You stare at the bird in the tree, and you say, I see you. I see you. Thank you so much for showing me that you still exist, that your energy is still by my side. And every single day, the pain gets a little bit less until you find a place of peace and you can find some relief. And you won't ever stop missing them. I don't ever stop missing them. I love talking about Lucy and Jack and Winston. They are forever by my side. But I miss them like crazy. I miss them like crazy. But they've helped me. They've helped me shift into a better place. They've helped me understand things in such a different way. Okay, let's keep on going. Z, hoping everything's going good for you in Florida. All right, let me scroll down. There's a ton of comments here, so I'm just going to scroll right on down, and then we're going to get talking about what I saw on TV. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any. I made it to the top of the pyramid. Yes, I did. I made it to the top of more than one pyramid, and I got to do so much wonderful exploring, but that's a topic for another day. I had a feather in my lounge. I just found a feather yesterday in my bathroom. I just looked down. There was a white feather. I should have taken a picture of it, but for me now it's second nature. Where did the white feather come from? In the middle of the bathroom? Nowhere. Nowhere except from the magic ether where our animal companions live. So look for the signs in the most unusual places. Since my Sophie passed, there's a bird that sits at the very top of the tree in my front yard. We used to have coffee every morning on my porch while she sat with me. Now it's just me and the bird. Yeah, Sophie. It's 100% Sophie. So let me tell you about this story that I saw. And go ahead and keep posting all of your comments. That prompted me to go back to this. First of all, Sherry mentioned something last week in the live stream. We were talking about rest in the live stream last week. I was feeling pretty stressed myself, having come back from a beautiful trip to Mexico where there was no internet, where we didn't have social media, where there wasn't television, where there was no... It was like a little cocoon of beautiful safety and ease and peace, and I was disconnected from everything. There wasn't a worry in the world. And then to come back and have to move and all the things that have been waiting for me when I did come back, I was feeling unrested. And I think Sherry mentioned that so much stuff had been going on in her, so much of the physical world, the material world had been going on, that she felt like she was kind of lost track of her connection with her animal companions. So I wanted to bring us back to that because I understand that, and I want to bring us back to that place where we can feel that connection no matter what is going on in the external world around us. And then I saw this show. So my guilty pleasure, if I'm watching TV, I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I am watching television, my guilty pleasure is a cooking show. I have no explanation. I love the Great British Baking Show. I love the Gordon Ramsay, not all the Gordon Ramsay stuff, because whenever there's I think angry cooks make angry food, but I love the fun ones. This particular show is Next Level Chef. So if anyone's ever seen it, it's one of the Gordon Ramsay ones, Next Level Chef, and it was just the past one that was on Thursday. I think it was this past Thursday. So any of you who might have seen it, put a comment in to let me know that you saw it. There was a man who was voted off the island, whatever you call it. So his cooking wasn't up to par. It's the end of the show, and he's being told that he's not going to be returning, and everybody's really emotional as they are delivering the news that he's not going to be returning. It's a set, right? They're indoors on a TV set. They're indoors. This butterfly, you can see it. The butterfly floats, 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 and lands on his shoulder. This beautiful butterfly, it's right there on his shoulder, and everybody's looking at it. Like, it landed there on his shoulder. The guy standing next to him just looks at the butterfly, and they all go, what? And the man realizes, Emerson was his name, realizes the butterfly is on his shoulder, and he begins to cry. It's going to make me emotional. It's not just sap. He begins to cry, and he says, Alana, oh my gosh, thank you so much, sweetheart. Emerson says, he's crying, and he says, before we began tonight, I have to tell you that I lost my best friend. My best friend recently transitioned, and before tonight's competition, I asked him just to be with me. I asked him to guide me through tonight. And he said, I know that that's my best friend sitting on my shoulder. So the whole place starts to cry. The judges are crying, the contestants are crying. Everybody's like, their mind is blown. Why is that? Why do I think that, besides the fact that it made me tear up too? It's because we all want that. When I realized, as I'm looking on television at these people not crying because somebody lost or won a contest, or they're crying because of a butterfly sitting on a man's shoulder that he said, I know is my best friend. Because we all want that. We want that connection. We want the signs. We want to know that they are still by our side. We look for that. And when something miraculous like that happens, completely in the oddest place, if we were out in the middle of a meadow and a butterfly landed on your shoulder, you might say coincidence. If you are in the middle of a TV set where you're being told you're kicked off the island and you're not coming back again, that butterfly landing on your shoulder means so much more. And it inspired me to look even deeper into signs and messages, because those of us on this channel tonight, in this community, we know what we want. We know why we're here, and we are willing to go look for those signs. But there are so many other people out there who want the sign so badly. They want the sign so badly that they will cry when they see it happen for someone else. And so I just want to keep spreading the word that we all can receive these beautiful messages from our animal companions. Alana says, it's a really cool story, Sharon. If you guys want to go watch it, even if you scroll right through to, like, it's on Hulu, I think. If you scroll right to the end, it's the last 5 minutes of the show when the butterfly lands on his shoulder. Okay. A butterfly used to land on my great-great-grandma's shoulder all the time. Then it was something. Lady Lemon had a question. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. Let me go back up and see if I can find that. I asked a question, Miss Elaine, a bit above Nico, mentioning yellow cars. Okay, let me scroll back up. Are you still doing the shorts videos for channel members, Kali? You know that I am. I've just felt a little overwhelmed. But yes, I am still doing those videos for channel members. Channel members, what Kali is asking is, I haven't done a short in a while. Getting back into the groove again. I have to get back on. I just need to pick up my phone and do it, and say Pockets. That's for Z. Pockets wants to tell you something. Pockets wants. You know what? Pockets wants to tell you something, Z. Pockets wants to tell you to do it. Whatever you're thinking about doing, Pocket says, go for it, Mom. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Go, change it up. Change it up, whatever it is that you're thinking of doing. I have an idea of what you're thinking of doing. Pocket says, go for it all the way, and wherever you go, I will be with you by your side. But yes, I'm still doing those videos. Let me scroll back up. Distraction. I'm trying to find the question from Lady Lemon. Lady Lemon, do you think they visit us when we're ill? Is that the question? I'm recovering from a minor ailment, and my mind keeps going to Kai and his rainbow siblings. Every time you think about your animal companion, when they're on your mind, you are on their mind. And that's one of the signs that we're going to talk about. Yellow cars. Okay. I'm sorry that I can't find that question, so maybe post it for me again. Maybe yellow cars brought us together. I always look for yellow cars. Maybe that's how we connect via each other. Oh, no kidding. Okay, so you always look for yellow cars, and you're asking perhaps that's the way that you and I got connected because we're always looking for yellow cars. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in co-incidence. So things that happen at the same time. And so for that, the answer might be yes. I only say might be just because I just should just go, yeah, it absolutely is. When we are focused on something similar, it does bring us together. Right now, I do happen to be looking for pink things. So if anybody's looking for like pink limousines, I test it. I push it to the nth degree. I don't just want to see a little pink Volkswagen. I want to see a pink limousine driving down the street. Yeah, so I usually get pink dump trucks pretty often. But okay, I think that was the question. Okay, so I am going to continue on. Elaine, what about the dream one I had? Can you scroll and read that one? Oh gosh, I will try. The questions scroll by so fast, and there's so many of them that I'm sorry. I know that I missed it. I know there was something about a dream. Do you think they visited us when we're ill? That was the only other question that I saw. Okay, so if you can post it again, I will try to catch it real fast before it disappears. After I lost Nico, I saw yellow cars everywhere. Okay, yeah, then it's a thing. That could also be a way that they're getting your attention. Whatever you happen to focus on. So if you wanted to see seashells everywhere or blue vases, daffodils, it can be anything. Whatever you focus on, they'll start using that as a way to get through to you, to show you. Okay, all right. So yes, you love that message from Pockets. I hope Z loved that message from Pockets. All right, so we talked about next level chef. I'm just checking my notes because it's time to get on track here. What time? We're well in, and I want to make sure that I cover everything that I want to cover. The first thing that I want to say after that story is why signs happen. It's not luck. It's not luck whether or not you see a sign. It is real. It's not just because I happen to be a lucky person and so signs show up for me, and you are not the lucky person, so you're not ever going to get the sign. You're always going to get the sign. It's a matter of learning to recognize it, retraining your brain, retraining your mind to be able to see the signs. It's about energy and consciousness. Energy is everywhere. It flows to, through, around us. It's what makes up a pen. It's what makes up a glass of water. Everything is energy. I have to read this comment from Pockets. Animal shelter with lots of benefits for humanity, named after Pockets. He is still with you. Oh, yes, he is always with you, Z. Always, always, always. So energy makes up everything. It's everywhere in everything. It's just organized in different ways. And our physical body is energy, and animals' physical body is energy. When our energy within the body is depleted, the energy that is our soul simply leaves the body. And that's the way that it works for our animal companions too. That energy goes into the field of everything that flows to, through, and around us. The air, the empty space that you see in a room, it's not empty space. It is filled with energy. And what we do is become consciously aware of how that energy might reorganize itself and the way that they are able to manipulate energy to show us something. And I'll give you some more concrete examples about that in a minute. So it does mean that we need to become more focused, more aware, and more conscious. When we go through our days on default, without taking notice of everything around us, without actively using our senses, we miss the signs. It's not that the signs aren't there, it's that we miss them. And I say that without judgment, because it's easy to do. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day default. But the more we practice, the better we get at it, so that we start to see miraculous signs all the time. What makes it harder? Stress makes it harder. When we are stressed out, it makes it more challenging to see and notice the signs. It doesn't make it more challenging for our animals to get through. They will always be sending us signs. They will always be trying to get through to us. They don't ever stop. They don't ever just stand around tapping their foot going, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm not sending any more signs because she's not seeing it. It doesn't work that way. they will keep trying to get through any way that they possibly can. And there's a couple ways that they try extra hard to get through to us. But we have to do some of the work. They're working their little butts off on the other side to get through to us. We need to do the work on our end as well. It means going inside. It may mean, and I say this in all seriousness, that when you wake up in the morning, before you do anything, before you get out of bed, sit there for a few minutes with your eyes closed, breathe, and think about your animal companion. Even if it makes you cry, set the intention first thing in the morning that you are going to not miss anything today, that you're going to hold them with you, even if it hurts a little bit. You're going to hold them with you. You're going to look for them. You are going to find those signs. So I would suggest that you start out every day with a little mini meditation. There's just no way around that. If you don't meditate, I suggest that you do. And I don't mean that you have to sit on a pillow and just om for a half an hour. It's just about you taking charge of your own mind. So instead of your thoughts controlling you, you control your thoughts, and you start your day off on the right foot in a quiet space that allows, and you just tell your mind what you expect of it. This is what I expect for the rest of my day. And that's how you start releasing the stress. Breathing is a good way to release the stress. Recognize that all the things outside of you, I wonder if they're not put here to help us grow, to help us learn. I used to be a completely stressed out person. Now it takes a lot to, I still get stressed. But again, I set the intention in the morning that there is nothing that takes precedence over my peace of mind. My peace of mind is the single most important thing to me. And when I can find that peace within myself, then the signs become more obvious. There's a bond between us. There's a bond between our souls that can never be broken. Doesn't matter. I'll say it. You don't have to believe me. I want you to practice it. I want you to see it through signs and messages. The bond you have with your animal companion, it won't ever end. There's no, like, it doesn't get cut. It can't get stretched too far. It's not because they're off at the Rainbow Bridge, which is way out there in the stars somewhere. The bond can never be broken. And signs and messages are the way that they reassure us that that bond continues. So why do we get signs? Why do signs happen? They do want to reassure us that they're okay. I'll tell you another little story. It was so wonderful, and it reminds me how much that I really, really want to get back to doing mini videos for all you guys, the little short videos. Someone in the retreat that I was on asked if I would do a little reading for their animal companion, and it was an in-person reading, which I really found amazing, and I would like to start doing more of that also. But I held his hand. He was an older gentleman in his 70s, and he said since he was a little boy, he's been holding on to the guilt of the way that his childhood dog passed. And by sitting with him and letting him know that his beautiful dog was still by his side, that there was no guilt, that there was no anger, that his beautiful doggie had passed in peace and was right there to reassure him, 70 years of guilt floated right out the window, and the signs started to come immediately. Immediately, he began to see little things. Uh-oh, we're getting like a bad storm here. Sorry, guys, we've had a blizzard here and something just blew against the window. Okay, so it doesn't matter how long it's been. It doesn't matter the circumstances of their passing. It doesn't matter if it happened yesterday. It doesn't matter if you're holding yourself, like if you're walking on hot coals because you want to torment yourself over the way that things happened. Let all of that go, because they're sending us signs and messages to reassure us that everything is okay, that all is well, and that they're okay. They also want to comfort us. They want to give us comfort. They want to help us release the intensity of the grief that we're feeling, the intensity of the sadness. And so they send us signs and messages. And they want to remind us of the bond. Look for it. Well, I wrote something down that I can't understand my own handwriting. That's the way it goes when I do automatic writing. Oh, look for signs in particular at auspicious moments. So birthdays, anniversaries, Things like that. They'll usually always find a sign. I know that on Thanksgiving, I'll give you the example of my father. On Thanksgiving, he always sends a sign to my sister of a cardinal. A cardinal always shows up on Thanksgiving. One of my father's, he was a great cook. One of his favorite holidays. Always sends a cardinal. So look for those auspicious moments, and then look for them when you talk to them. When you talk to your animal companions, you can just say, you can speak out loud, I'm ready for a sign. I'm ready for a sign, and I'm wide open to receive whatever it might be. And you can co-create. I call it co-creating signs. You can say, I would love for it to be a butterfly that lands on my shoulder, but I'm open to anything that you want to send me. And then watch as all of a sudden butterflies are just you'll see a picture of a butterfly. You'll walk into a store and there'll be a wall full of butterflies. That's the way that it's going to happen. So be wide open to the possibilities, and talk to them about it. Okay, some of the most common signs. So tell me in the chat, tell each other in the chat. I have to get investors and grants to start Pocket's Place animal shelters for cancer patients. Is that what Pocket said to go ahead with? So I didn't get a specific from Pockets. I got a, you need to go ahead with it. I'll have to see how more of that comes through. But if that's the thing that's on your mind, like that's the thing. There's always a will. There's always a way, and there are so many ways. I'm just trying to think like of if anyone's ever heard of the Asher House, Z, I'm just trying to think of examples of places that have started things like that. People who have just started, the Lancaster Farm Sanctuary is another one, that have started things from nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. So there are ways to have it done. There are absolutely investors out there. Money is a beautiful resource that is not scarce. It's part of the energetic field that we all live in. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but I'm just really feeling called to tell you this. So money is not a scarce thing. And if you have that vision, the more you start to develop that mission, like a vision, whether it's write it out, think about it, talk about it, take little baby steps each and every day, all the resources that you need start to line up. And that's just the way that it works. That's how creation works. Okay, back to our signs. The 7 most common signs that I have found are things that fly, butterflies, birds, dragonflies, or other animals behaving in a way that is unexpected. A dog running across the street to greet you, but a squirrel showing up at the oddest place, a bird showing up at the oddest place, animals behaving in ways that are not usual. They also send you messages and signs through dreams. Now, dreams are actually one of the most common ways that we receive messages and signs, but what happens is we forget about the dreams. We wake up and they're like a little gossamer wings, right? They float right away. Even when we tell ourselves, we're going to remember the dream, we're going to remember the dream. But when you do receive a dream, sometimes they're vivid, sometimes they're peaceful, they feel very real. A lot of times our animal companions show up in a way where they're healthy and vibrant again. You know that is them in the dream. Sometimes they do not show up that way. I shared the example about Lucy, who one time came to me in a dream that I still have never quite understood. It was a very distressing dream that I have never actually made heads or tails with, but I'm okay with that because I thank her for coming through to me, and I know that someday it will mean something. And it could have just been her helping me release a stressor from the day. That's what dreams do. I mean, we hold on to this stress. We go through a bunch of stuff, and then we go to sleep. And sometimes our dreams help us release that stress. And so she might just have been helping me release the stress. So dreams are one of the most common ways, but we often forget our dreams. I like to keep a dream journal. I like to keep a dream journal right by the side of my bed so that if I wake up in the middle of the night after a dream, I can write it right down. But not everybody enjoys that. You don't like to be distracted from sleep. Sometimes our sleep is important to us, so it's best that we go back to sleep. But dreams are a way that we get signs and messages. Sounds, very, very common one. They use our senses. Sounds are an easy one for them to get through. So you'll hear the clicking of their toenails. You will hear their name. You will hear a song. you will, there'll be some sound that is very obvious. And so that's an easy way for them to get through to us, is through sound. They also like to play with electronics. Electromagnetic energy is an easy thing for souls to manipulate. So it's energy, so that's why it's one of the easiest forms for them to manipulate. You'll hear a crackling noise. The TV will do something funny. The lights will flicker. A microwave, the light will go on, or something will be different about an electronic that it would not normally do. And I know I've seen you guys have shared some of those with me before. Somebody, I think it was Logan, if I'm not mistaken, Pat, where you saw the image of Logan in the fuzz on the screen. But anyway, electromagnetic energy is an easy thing for them to manipulate, so they love to play with that because it gets our attention too. Like the light flickers, and no longer will you say, "Oh, that's just a loose light bulb," because you'll go and you'll look at the light bulb, and it's not loose. It's actually flickering because they're manipulating that energy. It's just part of what souls can do on the other side of life. They have access to things that we haven't learned to do. I believe that we also have the thank you, Kali. You're such a sweetheart for those gift memberships. That's just so awesome because it gives everybody a little extra boost there. Feathers, objects, toys, things in weird places. Like I just found a feather the other day, or this morning. That was just today. That feather. Feathers, objects. Objects in weird places, toys in weird places. You'll find something that doesn't belong. They'll send a feather just floating out of the sky. Those are easy ways for them also to get in touch with us. Sensations, feelings, like feeling your cat brush against your legs, feeling your animal companion jump onto the bed. Any of those, anything physical that you feel. Like I have felt pressure. I just felt one of my dogs, I don't know who it was, I felt my dog jump on the bed, and Gypsy was already in bed with me. Gypsy takes up the whole bed. She likes to sprawl out and give me a little slice of space for me to sleep. But one of my dogs jumped on the bed, and it was just so, I feel it right away. I don't think it was Lucy. And Winston wasn't capable of jumping up on the bed, so that leaves Jack. Winston was just a short little guy, so he always needed help getting up on the bed. And Lucy, I can tell because when Lucy jumps on the bed, she was a big girl, and so I always knew when she jumped on the bed. So it had to be Jack. Process of elimination. But you never know because sometimes, and I don't see Jody on tonight. Jody's cat Scout, I know, wrapped itself around my neck one night. I could just feel this kitty cat purring right against my neck. So look for sensations. Then the last one. This may be the most, maybe not, maybe I'm making an assumption that you may think this is the hardest message to receive, but it's telepathic messages. Telepathic communication, not just mind to mind. It's heart to heart and soul to soul. It's communication without a voice. It's communication without the written word. It is them placing thoughts in your mind. And we can talk about mind reading sometime because it's a whole thing. But what they do, when you think of them, they are thinking of you. And if you have a sudden thought, like all of a sudden you were like, oh, I forgot all about that memory about Lucy. That is them kind of tickling you. It's like a little spiritual tickle that says, I'm thinking of you, Mama. I just want to let you know that I'm right here, so I'm just going to make you say my name out loud. That happens all the time for me. I will be talking about something completely different, and Lucy's name will just pop right out of my mouth. And I'll know that that's her going, ha ha, Mom, I'm thinking of you, and I want you to know that I'm hanging out here and that I'm still with you. So telepathic messages, and we can talk about telepathy in more depth if you choose to, because there are practices that help us be able to share messages back and forth using the power of the field that is around us. It's not just our mind, it's using our brain, our pineal gland, it is using our ability to communicate through the field and make a connection. Like this, you know what? The yellow cars are a form of telepathic communication. If somebody else is looking at yellow cars the same time that I am looking at yellow cars, that's a form of telepathic communication. We are making a connection through the energetic field of all information, this field of information that flows to, through, and around everything. I am, okay, I'm just seeing the comments scroll by and I saw my name pop up. If you click on the three dots above by live chat, top chat, and then pop out chat, a separate box with all the chats will be larger and is easier to read. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Let's see, wait. I'm just going to do that as an experiment. I'm doing the three, pop out chat. Oh, look at that. Okay, all right, so it's right in front of me now. You guys are awesome. Okay. All right, I see you guys all. Yes, Scout. Jody, tell me about you. Thankful. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, Scout. So you know Scout and Jody. Yep. Scout is the kitty cat that also jumped on my neck. Okay, so telepathic messages. Telepathic messages are what Cheryl just did to get my attention to look at the comments again. Why don't you? Why haven't you? So let's just say, I think Debbie was saying that she wants to see signs so bad, has not been seeing signs. I just remember seeing that comment up there. I'm a foster mom for a Florida little dog rescue in Sophie's honor. Oh, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. But, okay, so I'm just ever wonder if a dream with them is from a past life together? Oh boy, we're going to have to talk about reincarnation and past lives. That's a whole topic for another day. And how our dreams are often, all kinds of dreams, not just dreams about our animal companions, are evidence of past and future lives. I haven't talked about it in a long time, but it's not linear. It's not past, it's not future, it's not present. It's all of our lives being lived at the same time. But that's a whole topic for another day. Okay, I'm going to scroll down again. Okay. I'm not good with technology. Okay, me neither. I have to use it, so I have to figure it out, but no. From your comments for pockets. You are so welcome, Z. All right, telepathic messages. Why aren't we receiving things? So I think that it was Debbie who mentioned that she would love to see more signs, has not been seeing signs. How do you know if they really are signs? Still waiting, looking. Part of it comes from overthinking. Overthinking, like, what is the sign going to be? I have to have a sign now. I need to see, and not looking for the subtle signs. We want the neon sign, right? We want the airplane driving by in the clouds that has their name being pulled behind it. We want something so obvious and so brilliant that we know right away that it's a sign from them. And it just doesn't always work that way. Or if we do, we miss it. We chalk it up to coincidence. Or we are, we're sad, we're just sad, we're carrying a lot of grief and a lot of guilt without judgment. We carry some grief and some guilt, but guess what? They won't ever stop trying to get through to us. They're going to wait for the quiet moment. They'll help us get the quiet moment, that moment of relief, that little moment when it's quiet and peaceful. And I use this movie reference also, if you've ever seen the movie Phenomena with John Travolta. At the very end, there's a woman rocking on a chair, and she's crying and crying and crying. And then the wind blows, and the trees sigh, and she just kind of pats her own heart, and she takes a deep breath and realizes that, oh, wow, I feel a moment of calm. I feel a moment of peace. In those moments of peace, that's your heart healing, and your animal companion can get through. In those little quiet moments, they'll find a way to sneak a little sign in. That's when the feather will come floating right down. Or that's when you'll look at your feet and you'll see the coin that wasn't there a minute ago. That's when you will see the angel number show up again and again. You'll see the 111, the 222. So we sometimes overthink it, though. We're looking for the big, bold sign, and it's going to be something that is subtle. It's just going to be something that's subtle. And we can, or we're stressed. I don't want to forget that. When we get stressed out, it makes it more difficult for our brain to do its job. Our brain goes into fight or flight. Instead of looking for the pink limousines, our brain has gone, I have to protect you. I have to protect you. There's too much going on. You're being pulled this way, that way, the other way. It's like your boss is doing this, your family's doing this, and we just need to, that's why I believe in meditation. and why I think that it's important for us to set the intention that there's nothing more important than our peace of mind. There's nothing more important than our peace of mind. And I also like to do that when I invite a sign or a dream from my beautiful animal companions. I will say, there's nothing more important right now in my life. There is not a single thing that I desire more at this moment than to be connected to my beautiful Jack. That handsome boy, that Jackaroni, little pony, cheese and crackers, fried bologna. That was our stupid little poem. I'll say it whenever I want to connect with him. And it pops out of my mouth at the most unusual times, so I know that he's thinking of me also. Speak out loud to your animal companion. Speak out loud to them. Call their name. Talk to them as if they are still with you, and the signs just start to appear. When we acknowledge that they still exist, that we recognize them and love them in the current form that they are, which is energy, they'll show us that they're still with us. So speak out loud to them. Speak to them as if they are still with us. You can ask. There's nothing wrong with asking, requesting, as I have done, and I've shared the story many times about Lucy. The night I asked for the dream, I didn't get the dream, and I woke up in the morning and went, Lucy, I just wanted a dream. And I went to the thrift store and walk in the store, and there's a big shirt that says Lucy right across it. They will find the way to get through to you, even if you miss something like the dream. And the last thing I'm going to say, no, there's two things. I'm going to say, let go of expectation. I believe that when we expect something, it makes it harder for it to get through to us. So let go of the need, let go of the expectation, and just let it happen. Let it happen, and it'll begin to show itself to you. And then once you see it the first time, it'll just reinforce itself again and again and again. So be aware, be conscious of your day. You know how we get in the car, we are going to a destination, you've driven to work 100 times, and you get to work and you go, oh gosh, I don't remember making that turn. I don't even remember how I got here. Where was I? That's because you were on automatic pilot. You were in default mode. So when we set out to be consciously aware, and I think I shared this with you before, that I set reminders on my phone because it's easy to get wrapped up in the day-to-day. It's so easy. So at noontime, every day at noon, my phone goes ring-a-ding-ding to remind me that, hello, if you haven't been consciously aware today, now's your time. And I go, oh, thank you. And I take a nice deep breath and remind myself that nothing is more important than my peace of mind. And so it's about being aware, about being conscious, about getting out of default mode and observing. Observe your world. You're not going to see pink limousines if you're not looking for them. You're not going to see angel numbers if you don't stay consciously aware of them. And they show up everywhere. They're going to show up on license plates. It's going to show up on your dashboard. It's going to show up on the microwave. It's going to show up on the TV. It's going to be everywhere. So when you start being more aware and consciously aware, all kinds of magic begins to happen for you. It's not just about signs and messages either. When you start spending your day in a state of conscious awareness, it's easier to say than do. I promise you, I get it. It is harder to do than it is for me to speak the words. When we make ourselves consciously aware of our movements, of our state of mind, of our connection, of the things that we do and we say, it shifts everything. It shifts everything when you become aware. All right. I think that's what I had. Yeah, I didn't get to, I was going to talk a little bit about receiving signs on behalf of others, but we're after 8 o'clock now, so I want to be really, 8 o'clock my time. I just want to be conscious of everybody's time. So that would be my suggestion for you. You can even receive a sign tonight. We'll close with this. You can receive a sign immediately. It does not take any particular effort. I could sit here and guide you through a meditation, and there are some meditations. If you go into the video tab, you'll see that I've got some meditations out there to help you connect with your animal companion. But you don't need to do anything extra special. You can simply sit down and set the intention the way that I just described. In fact, you could do it right now if you chose to. You can close your eyes or leave your eyes open, and you simply say, I would love Phoebe. I'm just going to pull a name out of a hat. I would love, Phoebe, if you would please send me a sign tonight. Whatever that is, just let me know what it is. Let me be aware. I intend to be fully aware of whatever sign it is that you send. I hold you in my heart. I love you. I cherish you. I believe that you are right here with me. I don't just believe it, I know it. I know that you are right here, and I trust that you're going to send me a sign. And that's all you need to do. Then let it go. Let it go. You don't have to like instantly go, wait a minute, where's my feather? I didn't get my feather. I just said I wanted a sign. Let it go. You set the intention, you're going to get the sign, and wait for it to be something so much fun. They love having fun. Wait for it to be something really, really fun. Okay, next week, there's a couple things that I have on tap for next week, thinking about communication with our animal companions, how to actually converse. Soul contracts, that's something that somebody asked me about specifically, that I have very strong feelings about soul contracts. Or it could be reincarnation, right? How they come back and the ways that we come back and past lives, that kind of thing. So we'll see what we do for next week. In the meantime, let me just make sure that I haven't missed anything super important. Did I miss something from Kali? So sorry for your loss, Kali. This June will be the fourth since I lost. I'll have to go back up and see. I'll go back and recheck all the comments again. Lucy. I always talk to Nancy. Beautiful. That's perfect, Jane. All right. Thank you guys for all the love hearts. You guys are awesome. All right. That's it for tonight. Until next week, may animals light your way. I love you all. I thank you all for being here, and you are not on this journey alone. Take care, my friends. Good night.